Welcome back to the new waterfront mansion. Today we're going to be upgrading a brand new dock at this property, and we also buy some new boats to go along with it. It's going to be pretty crazy. We actually have to do some excavation work before we build the new dock, so it's going to be a mix of construction and some fun. So let's get into it. All right, guys, welcome back. So the third and final piece is the dock. Like we said the other day, this dock doesn't look the nicest. If you look at it real closely, it is seen some better days than today. So we're going to completely destroy it. It's not much here. We're going to wreck it and build a brand new one with actually covers that go over the boats, so keep them clean. And then we're going to build in a spot for the jet skis too. You guys know we kind of have them on a trailer right now. Really not practical because we have to launch them every time we want to go out. That's okay. There's a solution for all those issues. So what we got to do first, guys, we're going to head on over. Let's get out of the water first. But we're going to head on over, grab a barge and an excavator. And if you look, we have to relocate this dock over in this portion of the property. The reason is because of how shallow the water is with the beach here. Let me bring the drone up for you. So as you can see, this whole area has got some seaweed and buildup. We have to dredge it, they say. So that's excavation work. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and clean all this up. It'll make it a little bit deeper water. And then we can place the new dock down somewhere in this area right here. So we're moving it a little bit to the right side because it is too shallow. Our props are about maybe 5 inches off of the bottom of the water here. So if the tide ever goes down, these things can't even float. But all right, let's head on over, guys. We're going to grab the barge and then we're going to start bringing that thing on over here. Okay, so the deployable ramp for this is at the police station. It's the closest one to our house. So we got the excavator ready to load on, and then this is our barge. It comes with a 100 horsepower diesel motor in the back. It's a shaft drive, controls it with an iPad, so it's pretty cool. You don't need a tugboat or anything. It's very simple. And we're going to go ahead and load this thing on. The Caterpillar, it's a big excavator, so it should get the job done in like 5 minutes. So in order to start this thing up, we got our iPad here, and there's a little camera that we can use to watch the front ramp. So we're going to go all the way over, line this thing up with the excavator. We'll load it on and we'll head downstream to the waterfront mansion. So it should be pretty simple. This is my first time doing dredging work. I don't think we've ever done anything with the water in terms of excavation, but hey, it's gonna be pretty interesting. We'll be able to learn something. All right, so we just beached the barge. That should be good. We got tracks, so we don't need to have that thing perfect. Let's start this thing up. There we go. Auxiliary 1, lift it up. Okay, we might need to move the bucket out of the way so I can see. We just have to have the weight distribution for this thing correct because the barge can handle the weight, just has to be centered correctly. So right about there looks good with those lines right there. All right, load it on. There we go. Very simple. This excavator is huge, man. Okay, so we can have it a little bit closer to this end, I heard, because it's a little bit lighter, so it'll balance it out. And then we're going to set the front boom down or arm of the excavator, and then that thing should be able to reach over. And what we're doing with the dirt is we're actually going to try and load it into just another portion of the water. We're going to kind of see how much we can get done. But the plan for getting rid of the dirt is either set it on the barge here or we'll move it down water. So all right, let's go ahead, get our lift gate up, and I think we're ready to roll here. So this thing's actually pretty fast. It's not slow. It drives in this direction at about 10 knots. So all right, let's head on down, and we can already see the boats down there. So I'm excited to get to work on this thing. Man, this thing creates quite the wake. I mean, I did not expect less than a wake, but this is a pretty heavy barge, so cool to see. All right, well, I'll see you guys when we're getting lined up here. We'll start excavating, but here's the house so far. It's coming together from the water side. We should build more of them. We should build like 2 more, maybe a third one over there. That could be pretty cool. All right, we've arrived to our dredging location. So we're going to go ahead straight on with all of this mud and whatever else this is. It's kind of a mix of seaweed and everything that sits at the bottom of the ocean. It floats downriver, and the reason it gets caught right here is because it's on the corner. As you can see, it kind of turns down there. So yeah, this is where it ends up, kind of around this whole bend area. I got the excavator fired up here. We're going to go in for the first one. Let's see, we can kind of go to the edge. I think I'm going to need the distance too because we can only go this far in with the barge. But all right, let's go ahead, extend the arm here, and let's go ahead, scoop. There we go. That was 1 bucket full. That's probably only going to take 3 to 4 buckets, and we'll have this thing all cleared out to place a new dock down. It should give us about 4 feet of depth. All right, check this out. We just had a little delivery made so we can dump this stuff. So it should just go in this barge. This thing will be hauled out of here. We had a tugboat drop it off, but we had to put it somewhere, so it's going to go right there. That's a transporter for any dirt or gravel. Usually they use those machines, and I guess you could say say, barges to get them moved around. So, all right, that's first of 4, I'm going to guess. Let's see, right up until there. I think we're going to have to move the barge just an inch forward. I don't think it's going to ground. We've got some shallow water there, but we should be good. All right, we're going in for the second one, boys. Here we go. Let's get all of the extension we need, and let's go in. There we go. We got our second bucket full. We got to swing it around as we're backing up. The nice thing is we don't have to turn anything. We're just going straight back and forth, so it makes it easy. I just rotate the entire excavator around, and let's go ahead and dump it. There we go. This thing's almost about to be half full. It's a lot of dirt, and this bucket can hold a pretty good amount. So, all right, swing it back around, boys. Let's get the rest of this stuff picked up. All right, there we go. Hold on. We got to fold it in there. All right, looks good. We'll raise it up a bit. Swing it around. Oh, hit the edge there. Okay, let's extend it, and looks good. All right, this should be the last and final scoop. We get all this stuff out of here and get the dock placed down, because I want to get to checking that thing out. It's got a lot of stuff in it, too. It's got a kitchen and some other cool stuff. So, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button if you like the boating stuff, and maybe we'll continue doing this sort of boating stuff. The prop shop on temporary hold. So yeah, for those that like the boating stuff, go down and hit the like button and we'll do more like this. But okay, anyhow, this is the final one. Extend it all the way out. All right, there we go, boys. The final one. This is a full bucket load too. Let's make sure we don't lose it in the water. We'll raise it up. There we go. Everything looks pretty clear. I think we got the rest of it all scooped out of here. So as you can see, it is about another foot or 2 deep here, which makes a large difference when we're placing a dock down, because we need the depth in order to anchor the poles in for holding this thing in place. So all right, let's make sure this excavator doesn't drive off the edge here. We'll get the final one, and then we'll ship all this stuff out of here so we can get in construction mode to build in the dock. All right, let's swing it over. Looks good so far. Oh, jeez. Maybe not that, but all right. We need to move forward a little bit and extend. Oh, this is going to be a big load. Oh, my gosh. This thing's half full. There's only 4 bucket loads. All right, we're going to get the tugboats in here, get these things out of here, and I'll see you guys in construction mode. We're ready to place down the new dock. All right, so the game plan is the dock is going to be placed right over here. As you guys can see, it's got everything we need. Oh my gosh. We've got multiple places to park boats, and we're going to be buying in some new ones today. So it's going to be pretty awesome. Let's make sure we place this thing down correctly. So right there looks pretty good. There we go. We got the ramp all good on land, so that thing is secured. We'll drop the poles in the water, and let's go check this thing out. And then we got to buy some new boats for it, because we do have lots of spots to park new ones. So let's go see where everything's going to go. All right. So as you guys can see, the theme for this one is we did all blacked out. So this looks super cool, super stealth, and a little easier to keep clean. So obviously you'll still have to power wash it and everything, but we've got the kitchen with the massive grill so we can cook out with all of our friends. We've got a little bar top and everything, very nice. And then we got seating right here, storage closet, very nice. And then this is jet ski storage, so these things can actually raise up and down, so they'll keep the jet skis clean out of the water. And then we've got boat 1 and boat 2 parking, and then we also have boat 3 parking. We've got some fenders lined up right there, and yeah, we're gonna have to see where everything fits. I know we're gonna buy a wake boat. I think that's what's going to go on the lift over here, but I'm not 100% sure, because this might fit the 53 HCB. We're going to test it out. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll find out. Right now, we're going to drive on over and see where everything's going to go. Starting out with the 53. All right, let's fire this thing up. So in order to get this thing probably docked under the second garage or canopy, we're going to have to lower the antennas. So how we do that is we just lower them down. They're hydraulics, so that's pretty nice. And as long as it's below the radar, oh, that is not going to work. Hold on. Let's test it out, but I think maybe this will be for a wake boat. Yeah, look at this. So the radar height is too high. We'll line it up for you so you can see. Yep, that's radar height is too high. That's okay. We're probably going to park this one on the outside, right where these fenders are at. This seems like a good location too. All right, let's thrust to this side. We got the Freeman right behind us, so we got to be careful. And we're going to back it in right there. So, all right, let's go this way. Looks good. That should be good. We're sticking out just a little bit, but I guess now we can keep the antennas up on this thing. Okay, it looks great. And next up is the Freeman. So we'll grab that. I think that's going to go right here perfectly. So we'll see if that fits there. Should be good on the clearance. I'm just going to check though, because we do have the antennas down. Yeah, it should be perfect. And then I want to get a wake boat, and then we'll launch the 2 jet skis, put those on those launches. All right, start these things up. They both have quad 600s. So these are the nice motors. We honestly have a lot of boats, but if you guys have ever seen Lake of the Ozarks, people have like 4 or 5 boats sometimes parked at their docks. So they've got like their cruiser boat, their center console, and their race boat. So I think we're doing okay. It's not over realistic or too many boats, but okay, this looks good. This is almost a perfect fit, even on the beam too. Look at that. This one's got the joystick, so it makes it easy for docking. And we still got about 4 feet, 3 feet, and I think we got a foot right there. That's good. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. Look at this, boys. The engines are even underneath the canopy here. That's perfect. Okay, next up, we're going to launch jet skis. And then, oh, okay. Maybe we'll go back just a little bit just because this thing goes over the edge here. But, you know, it's a pretty big boat to have here. So, all right, let's grab the jet skis. We'll launch those, and we'll eliminate this dock right here. All right, we still got the swing set. The dock is gone. So now we just have one official dock, and it's actually kind of laid out correctly. You know, usually put the boat dock over on this side because that way we get the pool view and the house view, not being blocked by a bunch of boats. So it works out great. Let's go ahead and launch these things in the water. I think right here is good enough. Honestly, right next to where they're going to go. So that's kind of perfect. All right, these things should be good to pull off the trailer, and we're loading them on right there. Let's see how they fit. I don't know how it's going to work, but we'll have to see. There we go. Kind of just drive it right up like a jet ski pod. Actually, I think this thing's got one of those lift system, poly lift systems where it can go down. If you guys can see this little pontoon in the back, I think that thing fills with water and it floats, but I just drove it up. It's honestly, the water level is so high right now, you can kind of use it as like a jet ski pod. So we're just going to ramp it up there. Doesn't hurt to haul too much, and then we'll use the poly lift once we get it all plugged in. All right, the jet skis look good lined up here. Okay, that's perfect. So we got the boats, and then we do have some more work to do. So we first of all have to add in a little wake boat. So we're going to customize a wake boat, or we're going to probably go grab one at the dealership. That'd probably be better. And then we're going to decorate it. So let's jump into construction mode one more time, and we're going to add some things to this dock here. All right, so first of all, since we got boating here, we're going to add in some pumpkins and some palm trees. That looks so nice on the dock. You don't usually see that. And we're also going to add in an American flag. That's right, boys. We're going to add this thing in right here. Boom, right on the dock. And then we're also going to add in some table and chairs out here. Check this out. This is a nice one. It comes with a full umbrella and everything. And we're also going to add in some flower pots around the dock. So it doesn't really have too many decorations that come with it. But if we add in our own, it makes it look 10 times better almost. Maybe we'll do one on the end here. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. All right, there's our dock, boys. Let's go grab the wake boat, and then we'll see what it looks like fully complete and set up. You know, I was thinking about grabbing a wake boat from the dealership, but I thought this would be a lot more fun. This is the Race Boat Cigarette 39 Top Gun. This thing is a beast. We need something with high speed. Even though the center consoles are fast, this thing is faster, boys. Check this out. We can trim out the outdrives. We get more speed out of this thing. And there we go. We're flying. I think this is going to fit perfectly, too. This is probably built for something like this. And the reason I say that is because I'll show you in a minute. Let's get it on the dock, raised out of the water, and then we'll show you what it all looks like. Check that out. That is a perfect fit. So the reason we concluded it's not for a wake boat is because if you look at this little part that's a part of the lift in the front, that's for a V-bottom style hull. So that means it looks like a V right here in the front. So a wake boat kind of looks like this in the front, and that does not work for this lift. So we brought over this boat. It works out perfectly. It's lifted out of the water. The outdrives stay clean. You can actually trim them up more, but I mean, this is a perfect dock. So guys, that is a completed new luxury dock at our waterfront mansion. I hope you guys did enjoy. This property is now complete. So if you want to see us come back and do more things to it, go hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. So if we can hit 1,000 likes, we'll be back. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.